for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just walking. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just walking. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking.
Great Ryan isn't. Hey,
Walking.
these cameras looking
Thank
good.
you for the
Oh
company.
boy. Great Ryan isn't. Great Ryan isn't, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all ready for the walk? Yeah. I can coordinate this yellow. But I sure do believe I need to hire me a stylist. Just so I know what to put on in the morning. It's easy. I've always wanted that. I've always wanted in my head. Speaking of head, I'm seeing too much sky. I don't like to see that much sky. We don't like all that sky. Y'all keep walking or doing what you're doing. I know I didn't say get your mats, get your weights, get your... But y'all know it. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, not so much sky. Some people call it the ceiling. I say sky. Green ride, isn't y'all? Whew. I tell you. Oh! Every time I go live now, because I pre-live it, I don't know if that means it's going to stay on, but anywho. They always ask me if I have a friend I'd like to talk to. And I post and comment with friends, but I don't know. Mr. Cole is the last gym friend I had, and she's working. Though I'm an artist, I don't have, you know, if I was doing a play, fine. Those actors and actresses, trust me, they would be popping back and forth from here like crazy, promoting themselves, doing whatever they want to do, but I don't have that on my friends list. So, I mean, I guess if you're selling something, you come on and talk about it, but then the only people that I know selling things are on my other page. Except for that, the title of Tyler Authors, Author Titles. Just look under my pages. Um, so I don't, but if you want to come on and talk about something for the walk, and then I cannot talk, I can listen to you. But don't feel pressured because, I don't know. I think my exercising is more of an energy thing, more of like going on the ethers, you know, encouraging my age group to do something just simple as this for maximum health. No. So, but if you do want to come on, let me know. But no pressure. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, well, you know, Penn will be good because we're both Democrats at this time. Hedge my bets. To one of, got two big political powers, two strong political powers. One is shutting down voting polls and making so you can't vote. Well, of course I can't support that party. Damn. How the hell can I vote against my damn self? But there's people out here doing it. And there's a party that ain't closing down no polls. I ain't saying they clean, I'm just saying they ain't closing down no polls. They ain't trying to stop me from voting. Matter of fact, they done gave $10,000 forgiveness to my daughter on her student loan, and I couldn't be happier because I couldn't afford for her to continue her education. And like with most things, when she came out qualified, she faced racism, systematic racism, and sexism, because that food industry is a male-dominated, totally dominated, alcoholics-dominated industry. So she didn't know that. And I didn't push it on her. I didn't push racism on her. And when she spoke to me, oh, that teacher's president. Oh, let me tell you all this one. Oh. Whew. Y'all get ready for the ride. Whew. She was telling me about a few teachers at Greenwich High School. And I said, you know, this ain't a lifetime commitment at high school. This is a tunnel you're going through to get to the other side. Just get what you can get. I'm not stressing you out. I told you you ain't got to A it, you ain't got to B it. See your way through. See your way through because this is a society mandate. See your way through. But she always did better than C's. But I never put stress on her. So I'm like, just go on, you know. It's not a lifetime commitment. You'll probably never see this teacher again, blah, blah. And then she would come back and forth. Like I said, there was a couple of them. And I would say the same thing. Well, one day I get a phone call. She says, Mama, they done gone crazy. Now, first when she said, Mama, they done gone crazy, she know I don't like to call me Mama. I ain't like Ma either. I would prefer Vicki. But I couldn't do that. She said, Mama, they done gone crazy. So I'm like, because we didn't have cell phones then, we had beepers and stuff. And I'm like, who's gone crazy? What are you talking about? Because she's gone from school. And believe it or not, back then our minds didn't go to mass shootings. Even when she called me and said, Mama, they done gone crazy. I never entered my mind that there was a mass shooter then. Today, if she called me and said, Mama, they done gone crazy, I was like, run! 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 I'll scoop you up. But I said, gone crazy? What gone crazy? She said, Mama, they done put a message in the yearbook. Kill all using the ER. The N and the ER. The inner using the NR. And again, my response, because deep down inside, I knew that that was a ploy to take my daughter off track of her education, probably make her drop out of high school. Trying to destroy her life, which bullshit. So I said to her, Day, that's what I call her. They're not talking about you. The garbage collectors are here. I said, they're not talking about you. You're not an N-word with the ER. And she said, this is the way she said it, Mommy. She wanted me to be outraged, and if not, she was going to. So I said, okay, this is to ruin your career, your life. It's to make y'all get angry, that y'all do stuff, to get kicked out of the high school, to wind up in the Stanford family court system, because you're still minors, and to slow down. If you are going to college, your chances of getting there are slim. So this is a ploy. And I saw it. I don't know what these buttons are on this other side. So I said, I'm on my way. Now, I didn't have a car. I had to go get the bus, walk from the bus stop to that big-ass campus. I told her I would meet her in the student center, and that's where I found her. And she told me there was another mother who was outraged, Mrs. Harris. So I said to her, me and Mrs. Harris will work something out. I said, what, are you mad at your friends? And she said, no, Mommy, I'm not mad. I know it's not all white people. I know it's just these assholes. But we got to do something. So I went and found Mrs. Harris, and together Mrs. Harris and I did something at City Hall. Basically, for those kids who are like, we're not in it, we ain't got nothing to do with it, and the other kids that we ain't blaming you, we know you ain't got nothing to do with it. We're trying to get our education, and we're trying to move on, and we don't want this to stop us. But, so me and Mrs. Harris is a cult leader. I think her husband is a pastor. The Harrises, it had to be at least 25 of them. It was 25 of them she birthed, and they done had over, so there's a whole clan, enough to have their own cult with the father is the pastor. They used to have services at the Holiday Inn on Route 1. So, I went with her, and we had paperwork, everything, just, what we're going to do is just those foolish kids at the school. Don't let it get to you. Got nothing to do with you. Kumbaya, kumbaya. Let's go to school. Let's graduate. Let's go on with life. But there was this Jamaican woman in town, and she was kicking up mad dust. She wanted blood. She wanted the boys in jail, dragged through the streets, and after me and Mrs. Harris's kumbaya, we think the kids are straight, let's go on, we see this for what it is, let's move on. No. That Jamaican lady was kicking up all kind of noise because she had already been after the police department, who she said only stopped African Americans who didn't indicate. And I moved to Mount Vernon, and I found out the reason why they didn't indicate, because they didn't need to tell you which way they are going. When I had discussions in Mount Vernon, mostly African American city, when I had discussions with them about why can't you indicate? What's wrong with it? Again and again, the reply was, I don't have to tell people where I'm going. And I'm like, it is not telling people where you're going or which way you're going. It's the fact I know how to move if I know how you're moving. It's called driving. But anyway, this Jamaican lady, she was able to get the cops to back off. So, she was in place when the whole thing went down at the school. So my daughter says to me, Ma, there's a lady that wants them in jail. It's horrible. And again, she said those magic words. Well, we're going to get together, as in the students, and we're going to do something. And I said, whoa, wait. Hold the phone. Stop the press. I'll go speak to this Jamaican lady and find out what she's doing, because I clearly see a lot of you young people want a little bit more than a kumbaya to keep it rolling. And this was on both sides of the aisle. So, I called this Jamaican lady. She had this nonprofit organization already up. And she was addressing issues. She was hot under the collar about the hate message in the yearbook. Kill all, the N-word with the ER. And she wanted them to pay in blood. So I started working with her. And I couldn't understand how we would be able to have a meeting, say with a few politicians that she had in her quest to control the British Police Department, They're racist or systematic racism. And slow down, son. And ha, we would meet with them. Initially, they would be very cordial, and she was a very beautiful woman, very shapely. She exuded was it pheromones or whatever it is, driving me crazy. And I noticed, because I'm on for the quest, we're digging up information, how long racism has been, racist acts have been going on at Greenwich High School, and how long it's been permitted, over 20 years. So we had to do all that research. So I'm into that aspect of it. And I'm the only typist, so I'm typing it up. And we even meet this guy, this big guy film producer who lived in Greenwich, who wanted to work with us. He taught us how to do interviews and how to talk and everything, because he definitely believed that the boys needed more than that. Now, I'm noticing that when we first meet these peoples, they is all business or formal, but then somehow along the way, when it's over with, and I'm like, okay, we go home, go back to her place or go to my place, and let's talk about what was at the meeting, rehash. Let's go over these notes and what we're going to type up and what we're going to present. And they would look at her and say, would you like to go out to dinner? And I was like, no, we need to go, get these notes done and stuff. Do some press releases. And she would go out to dinner. And then either we could never meet with that person again. I mean, like, we'd be wrapping up. Okay, how about we meet on Wednesday? We'll have all these notes. This is us in the meeting. Oh, wait a minute. It's our water time, y'all. Take a break.
I'm walking, oh yeah, just moving, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just moving, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just moving, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Little Bruce.
Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just moving, I'm walking.
I'm getting dope for next time.
Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So
Yeah, I'm getting Velcro next
and
time.
I'm happy to be walking. Thank you for the company.
Yes. My next pair of sneakers will have Velcro. The old people saying, ooh, she's so old. I'm saying, hell, I had to work to get here. I had to work to get here, and I'm fighting to stay here. Ooh, sorry, y'all. It's like those people who... I think someone's down there. It's like people say, oh, I never thought camera was bothering me. Hold on, let me do this. Ever since I made my adjustment to get rid of the sky, I need a little sky. Seems like it's all or nothing. All right, we go with all. So I noticed like they wouldn't meet with us again, or if they did have to meet with us, they didn't react the same way. The smiles and the good times and stuff that we had at that meeting before the dinner, or go out for a few drinks. Like I said, we didn't see them again. Or how can I say, it was strange when we met back up. So I didn't think nothing of it. And then we had this guy. Like I told you, this producer guy. And he wanted to help us out. We would go over his house, he would set up cameras on us. He was telling us how not to let the interviewer control the interview. You whatever they say, you say what you want to say. And it was great fun. And he worked with me on like categorizing all the racist incidents at the Greenwich High School, going back 20 years. And it was like 15 pages. Trust me, I know about systematic racism. Nothing was ever done. You know, throwing gorilla masks, basically running around hitting African Americans with pennies. Nothing was done. Never. A lot of other stuff. So, and then the Shearbook incident. Well, I kept saying, and I don't feel like we're getting anywhere. So, we're going with these meetings. Now, we're sitting at a table, and all these menses that we kind of met with, I got that from Park and War. They always use the word menses and the citizens. That we had met with, who was supporting us and who were on our side. And we would get there at a table. Now these are all dinner, out to drink men or meet for lunch men. I didn't see any harm in it. It was to push our agenda, I thought. Just know how she was pushing it. So, the next thing we know, they bring this guy in, Roy Ennis, from Manhattan. And we had tried to get Al Sharpton to come to Greenwich, but Greenwich was slinging out mad money. Them Republicans, let me tell you something. Them Republicans got money, and they will buy silence. They will buy anyone who tries to make the reputation of the town of Greenwich look bad. Okay? So going back to the story, one of the parents of the boys who wrote the message was one of Dave's teachers. And when she said, "Mommy, I told you." But what was I supposed to do? Tell them they're racist? They know it. That's when the systematic racism, when we came up with that whole 45 thing and Black Lives Matter, and it just made so much sense. I lived in an all-Republican town. And systematic racism is in place for a reason. You can't be on top if you don't have folks on the bottom. Even rich people know that. Why do you think they want the latest Louis, whoever, DK, whoever? That millions of people cannot even afford to have. Those millions of people are under her. They need that. They need that in their minds. And having that bag shows they're on the top. Bloody shoes. I ain't gotta dance no more. Anyway, I felt bad about that because she was right. She was right. And I knew she was right when she was telling me about the teachers. But I was like, just get through it. It's not a lifetime commitment. Work on it from the other side. Graduate and then work on it. But if you try to work on it while you're there, I'm a single African American mother. They eat us before they eat breakfast. Okay? No, we can't. We're not in that position to fight that battle like that. But through that Jamaican lady and hard work and the press, we were able to tell the town of Greenwich, wrap around, fire next time. Back off. But systematic racism is in place for just those things. And it also goes in that town for the poor. Your child can be the worst basketball player in the world. But you have millions, probably billions. You always wanted to be a basketball player. Your child can be a basketball player. So you buy the basketball team some new uniform. Voila. Your son is on the basketball team. You know he can't bounce the ball. You know he can't see. You know he don't want to be on the basketball team. That rich Republican got money to burn. They want their boy out on that basketball floor. At least a couple games a year. And they'll buy you a new bus. That's how it rolls. The only time that I remember Greenwich having a good year is when no rich parent needed to buy their kids' way on the team, which made it not a winning team. Now, that's basketball because that's a almost non-contact sport. But they can buy your kid out of position. Your little African American kid could be top notch, Johnny on the woo wild woo. But if Daddy Moneybucks wants his son there, no matter how talented your son is, they ain't getting on that team. Daddy Moneybucks finna buy the school stuff. Shoot, don't get it twisted. It's all about the money. Now on the other side, I was on Mount Vernon where you had 21-year-old basketball players playing against kids and kicking their butts. They didn't graduate until they was kicked out of school. They played basketball. It was playing basketball. They played basketball all the way through. I know you say, how can they, they can get suspended, they can be put on probation, they can do anything. But in Mount Vernon, folks in Westchester County, folks they bet big on high school basketball. And you look at Mount Vernon, it's on top. But hell, folks is 19, 20, and they got up to 21. Of course you can beat a bunch of little 16s, well not 16, they started varsity. What are you talking, 17, 18? Like, they still going through the, what they call it, ball dropping thing? And the other one, balls already dropped. Whew. So, if you have money, and Republicans, because I've seen what they can do, and that's what it's set up for. And so that's when I learned my thing. Now there was this big time doctor in Greenwich. His name was brought up often by a couple co-workers of mine. He was always in the newspaper, so I mean you had to have, when I say co-workers, yeah. Like they had husbands with insurance and stuff like that. Or they had a little money. And there was this one woman. I met her when I started working there. That's why she said she kept the job, because she needed the insurance. And she went to this top-notch Greenwich doctor. And he was giving her steroids for stiff bones and joints and stuff like that. He said she had either multiple sclerosis or something like that. Okay, elbows. And she would have to go once a week. And when I met her, she had already been going over 10 years and getting these shots. So, I think I've been working there maybe a year and a half. And she was telling us that her daughters wanted her to change doctors, to be tested by another doctor. How are you getting steroids for 10 years and you're not getting any better? Go for an MRI, go for something, not what this doctor is telling you. So one of her daughters just set up the appointment and took over. And they did all kind of tests on her. And they found out she had Lyme disease. Now I remember from when I lived in Greenwich, 10 years ago. Lyme disease was something they talked about and something that was really big. So then they hook up a direct antibiotic thing on her hip where it was like, it would, I guess every certain amount of hours, throw some antibiotics in her. But it was so too late. It had already progressed to the point that she was stiff and everything. So finally, Maribel retired. And she bought a house in Greenwich. Oh, I said her name. A great lady. She taught me. Maribel had this idea. I can't remember, it's a banana shoe or a banana sock or something. That's when we learned that big money, and that's when we used to sit down and talk about. We didn't talk about racism, we talk about big money, how big money do you what it wants to. And she had developed this sock thing, shoe thing, banana. I remember that part. And it was catching on. And she got a meeting with one of the big department stores. And she said she just knew. Now she's sitting in the answering machine in the basement, smelling people's doo-doo like me. And she said, they took her idea. Next thing she knew, they were selling it. Like no mention. She had no proof she had met with them, other than the fact that she met with them. And then she would tell me a cautionary tale. Maybe she should have gotten a lawyer to go with her and not just go down there and meet with them. And that's how the rich do you. And that doctor, he was rich. And he spent 10 years treating her for something she didn't have. Because the antibiotic shot don't get you as much money as steroids. And all the complications involved. Big money. That's what I learned from my 10 years of living in Greenwich. And how do you fight big money? You gotta be a big, 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 big mouth. You gotta be a big mouth. Because with big money comes secrets. And they don't want the light shine on them, shown on them. Let shine shown. They don't want that. So you just make up enough dust and kick up enough fuss and be relentless, as I was. On many occasions. Yeah, we had to go to BET meeting, RTM meeting, this town legislature. This is how money is. They have their own town legislation. You know how you have a city council? No, and I understand why they do it. No. They have a RTM and a BET, just like the Congress and the Senate. And that's the decision making. But when you look at it, you see maybe 20 people or more coming together making the decision, then one person that can be bought, or two people that bought. I think Mount Vernon had like 8 people you can slip envelopes to, Greenwich had way more. Way more. Even if you rich, you still wouldn't have enough money to pay off all them folks. From the I think the BET had 20 and the RTM had 20. Maybe 10, but that's a lot of people still. If we did that with the Supreme Court, Roe versus Wade would not have been a topic, a subject, or anything else. But that's how white people, rich people, deal with their money and where they live. And, yeah, 5 minutes, y'all. And this walk, because I'm not complaining. When I think of all the wonderful things this body has done for me, when I think of all the falls that I had that never led to breaks, all the slips that never led to broken tailbones, all the stuff maybe I shouldn't have ate that I ate that still kept us going. So many things that I am so grateful to this body. And I just can't let you come touching on it and telling me to take these things. It's too dear for me. I know you see an old black woman, but I see how that old black woman got here. It was because of this body. This body. So, tomorrow we rest in this body for 2 days. Because there's a part of the body that says, listen, looky, Linda. Ha! Look, Linda. We ain't doing too much. Got 1 day that we don't do nothing. That's Saturday. I don't do nothing. And Sunday, I start doing little things. But I don't even like talking on the phone on Saturday. That's how much nothing I be doing. Yes. Yes. Whew. I was hoping to get hotter than this because I wanted to go into the pool. But usually what happens when I stop moving, that's when the sweat comes down. Whew. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. Like say if you was just pumping up, like if this was a balloon and you're pumping it up. And you're just like, well, that's what I'm doing anyway. I feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now I take for granted that everyone can like hold on and pump this. But if you can't, just stop the treadmill. Tuck in your elbows, squeeze your gut. Let's knock out this 10, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Yes. Like, comment, and share, y'all. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. We just moving for 45 minutes. But at our age, that's all we need. That's all we need. And I know I wish that Medicaid would give us, a way to get treadmills at home or get bikes at home. But that's not what that Medicaid and stuff is about. Yeah, you go to the gym, but you should be able to get something at home to exercise with as a senior. All these seniors done died from this coronavirus and stuff. You should have your thing. Whatever you want, your note list that you're going to do. But, no, Medicare is just for the doctors, honey.
Thank you for the company.
For the doctors.
I'm walking.
It's for the doctors. And the minute you can't pay for it,
So
oh, a miracle. You better, you got your money. Yeah. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. I think I am going to jump in that pool. I'm hot enough. Sweat's coming up.
Thank you for the company. I'm walking.
Whew. Yeah, I think I sure am. I got my swimsuit upstairs. I had collard greens and cornbread with a little piece of salmon for breakfast, just so I would have energy after the walk to hit this pool. See how much sweat I'm sweating? It's fabric. Please like, comment, share, subscribe for the walk. This is our 5-minute water gulp in chat, because we drinking water. Well, I put lemon in my water. Yep, as soon as I stop, the sweat comes. So, you ever say, y'all vote? You vote? No, you don't care. There's some people, like I said, there's some people who don't want their own race to advance. They don't care. Like I said, you've been getting the signal in the country where you came from for years saying that African Americans ain't nothing. Then you come here and live, and you're all brainwashed. Oh, they're nothing. I want to go vote with the rich white people. Rich white people don't give me no money, but I'm going to vote for them. I like voting for rich white people. I ain't going to vote with them African Americans. They want to vote. They done paid the price. Our ancestors paid the price. Anyway, let's do this. Now, on the other hand, there's a lot of people saying their grandparents paid the price too. They fought very hard to make sure that we stayed enslaved, and they fought very hard to make sure we didn't. The government never protected us to vote because the Constitution gave us the right to vote. We're born, all born here has a right to vote. So the Constitution guaranteed us that. But there's some people, ancestors, that said no, you ain't gonna vote. And they also are proud of their ancestors, and they're also proud that they can do everything to stop women, African American, whoever from voting. I'm aware all skin folk ain't kin folk. But I'm asking the skin folk that is kin folk, and those who know what the civil rights was about, and how our ancestors here in America, the African American ancestors, shot, blown up, killed, bit, blocked, on and on, house burned down, husband shot, hung, tarred feather, thrown in jail now, thrown in jail, trumped up charges, thrown in jail, manufactured bills, unnecessary hospitalization as long as they can drain some money. If you ain't got no money to drain, then the hospitalization ain't necessary. You'd be surprised how many homeless people leave the hospital and go straight to the street. You walk in with a job, and by the time they medicate you and do all kind of stuff like that, and you miss all your days and stuff, you ain't got no job, you ain't got no insurance. And then you ain't got no insurance, you're healthy. But now you ain't got no job, you ain't got no place to stay. So you leave the hospital and you go live on the street. Take care of yourself. The healing is within here. Every day I walk, every time I walk, I say, heal us, heal us, heal us, heal us, heal us, heal us. I say, I'm moving this blood around. Send the antibodies where they gotta go. I'm moving blood around. I'm moving blood around. What you want to get rid of? What excrement, whatever they poison here. The blood is moving around. Let it push it right through to the butthole so I can shit it out. I should call this moving blood around. 45 minutes moving blood around. Pick up all the sugar and move it all around and let me pee it out. Pick up all the salt, move it around and let me pee it out. Y'all have a good weekend, right?
Yes, indeed. I'm walking. Yes, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking.
Hey, thanks for coming on a walk. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Have a wonderful weekend. Please comment, like, subscribe. Have a great weekend. Thanks for coming on the walk.